wasn't.
I don't even know how to
Spammy's what that guy. Spammy is that Jim Cornette guy. That's the guy who says what's his name? Anton.
God.
That's Spammy.
Buttercup.
Okay. I have a different view of what spamming is. You guys okay with that? No, you're not. Sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, Renee was such a victim that she went into other people's chats as well and started all kinds of shit herself.
Never said anything about her being a victim, man. I'm saying your participation
Urban
led to things happening.
Summer of 2019, Renee was doing a stream almost every day talking about fellow man OGM, fellow man OGM.
No, I don't remember all that. I went to a lot of her streams. She wasn't even talking about you two people, and you guys were in there doing it. And I was asking her, why are they in here doing this, and how is this not getting on your nerves?
Urban has.
And I remember thinking that a lot. Okay.
You have selective memory. It's okay. It's okay.
No, I have specific memory about me asking myself, how is this chick so calm about this?
Urban. Nobody. When Renee left YouTube, nobody talked about her again. We stopped. She's gone. She's gone. She's history now. You're the one who keeps on bringing her up, but yeah, she's the one.
Who cares? If I want to, I want to. You, my mother.
Slander and attack on FM and OJM. Okay, that's what she was doing.
Nah, that's not what I said.
It's exactly what she was
And I'm looking at it from an outsider. I didn't even know what was going on. And this is what I'm saying. So people that are in the know already made their mind up. Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
You have no idea what was going on, dude.
I wasn't trying to know.
Yaxley and Renee
calm down, buddy. It's okay.
In an all-out assault on fellow man and OJM and Nicola and GCW. There was an all-assault going on them by them. They're doing streams every day.
This guy is so
fellow man, OJM, Nicola, and GGW. That's all they were talking about.
I wonder what you cover up, sir.
Look, and then Yaxley called a division of Antifa on GGW. So look, they had a right to respond to that. There's nothing wrong with responding. They had every right. Because Yaxley was going crazy. He was threatening to call Antifa on OJM. And then this Aaron Cox guy came out of nowhere, took their side and saying, I'm going to help you guys fight FM and OJM. So yeah, it was them who started it. There's no questioning. There's no way around that. Okay? Yaxley and Renee started this, and then Cox jumped into it out of nowhere, and he brought all his two friends like CMN and John Davis into this pocket. That's what happened. And Cox still hasn't stopped, okay? Yaxley, I don't know what Yaxley's been doing, but Cox is still engaged on an all-out attack right now. And it's not working either. Every day his lies get dismantled even more.
Cox, the true victim, the true nemesis, he's everything to you.
Cox is
the true hero.
Cox is so invalid. Scotty, there's a interference.
Why is he quacking around like that?
Your mic is really messed, man.
I think it's because he's driving. It might just be like something's going on. Yeah, he turned it off, but yeah. My point is, Urban. Yes, Yaxley and Renee started this whole thing. They started it. Yaxley and Renee, they're the ones who went on an all-out attack on fellow man and OJM. All right, they were putting.
For what reason?
No reason. There was no reason behind it. Yaxley and Renee put out OJM's real name and information. They put out his personal record. They had no reason to do that. And that's what started the whole fight. Because prior to that, we were talking about like 9/11 and.
Well, wait a minute. They like to that little squeak right there likes to say that put out personal sheriff's department, so forth, information on people, but when it's done to one of his buddies that has a criminal record, versus you're trying to get a criminal record put on somebody by doxing. Well, it is doxing, but it's still legal dox to show the number to somebody's sheriff's department. But when it's attached to lies and fantasy, like he's trying to say, I'm saying I'm a military pilot and all that, and I never did. And I've crossed the line, right? And wow, that's amazing. See the hypocrisy here. And I wanted to point out, if you didn't catch how the AI is catching on to this Cox name and you start saying it too much, well, you too might sound like Daffy Duck, the same cop that showed up to this girl's house in Massachusetts, right? Cop knocks on the door. She doesn't open the door, and she goes, "Who is this?" Well, it's Daffy Duck, and it's a cop when you're supposed to announce yourself. The AI might catch on to something like that and make you sound like Daffy Duck when you say somebody's name too much. It's part of an AI experimental program. Just like some of the airplanes I've flown with no tail numbers and no license. Okay, even though they might be foam or balsa wood, okay? And highly top secret. But it doesn't mean I've done any of this while I was enlisted or representing anyone besides myself and the Cox and Cox and Cox and Cox and Cox and Associates. And let's keep on going for a minute. Thanks for tuning in on this.
Yeah, OJM is not a victim in my book because he doxed a lot of my stuff. He thought he was funny.
Because you were siding with Yaxley, that's why.
I didn't side with anybody. There was no reason for him to do what he did.
Freedom, Urban was more of Renee's simp at that time.
Wow.
I was a Renee simp. Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And Fellowmon was put on blast from Yaxley because he wanted to be, well, they were each other's simps for a while, and there was some type of falling out, and that's what kind of started it there. But I think they were either on to Fellowmon or they were supposed to work together, and they were working together. But when that fallout happens, oh my gosh, and it was because, yes, OJM got doxxed after he did some shitty things and got really crazy, and people looked into him and figured out there was some really interesting charges there, so he gets doxxed. And then so they doxed the single mom back, and Fellowmon gets thrown up under the bus for helping with that. But they didn't do anything. When I've got the clip of OJM saying, well, I doxed, well, no, it was Fellowmon actually that doxed Renee first. So when Fellowmon starts doxing after OJM gets his criminal records doxed, there's your little damage controlman for real weird sickos and weirdos that got weird charges like OJM to be his damage control.
See it clearly. Any of you guys victims that you handpick yourself,
So
if I happen to see what's going on, then I have to be a simp.
They had Urban make a video on OJM. I remember it clearly.
No, I didn't do a video for any Renee. I did that because
Urban,
he
you're
doxed
just like
my
Aaron
stuff
Cox.
all over the place.
You had nothing to do.
Wow.
You had nothing to do with this pocket, nothing to do with the fight. You just jumped in, took Renee's side, and that's why you're here today.
Where was little finding bench warmers at that time? Was he there just watching? Because I didn't know who he was until he tried to sideswipe me. Never heard the voice before until he tried to sideswipe me on Agent 19's panel. So what teeth does he have in that fight for him to say Urban had nothing when Urban was looking into it because of the way certain people were all of a sudden aligning with their buddy Eric Shilkerson? Wow, in the background, all at the same time. Even main supporters of sickos from the rodent. Oh, all teaming up with him, doing damage control.
What did you originally
Mark
have to
Connors,
do with this?
Mark
I didn't
Connors.
hear you be mentioned at all.
I've
You didn't
known
mention
Fellowman
yourself.
since 2016, okay? So don't
Oh, so you knew Fellowmon 2016, but you had nothing to do with OJM, and it was between Renee and OJM. So
Wow.
again,
Well,
what did you have to do with it?
I was part of the group. I was part of the group at that time, okay? And
But I don't remember hearing his voice until like a year or so ago when he tried to sideswipe me on Agent 19's panel. I may have heard his voice one time before then, not too far before then, because he was bench warming since 2016 as a little background, little puppy being trained. I get it, for a bench warm, and all of a sudden he jumps when it's time to sideswipe Cox.
yeah, I wasn't really involved in the fight, but I saw what was going on. Don't think I wasn't watching, and I saw that. Yes,
Wow.
Fellowman and OJM were under attack by Renee and Yaxley
Oh.
in 2019.
They were under like a little thumb pin tack up on the whiteboard and the cork board and so forth. Oh man. No wonder Philemon feels stalked. No, I'm serious. I can see why Philemon feels stalked now. He was attacked by Yaxley and Renee after they doxed Renee and had some weird this guy right here, he's really stalked.
Who has he stalked?
Oh my gosh.
My ears are hurting right now.
Not
It's gonna happen
defending
for a while.
Gomez, Philemon. Who has he stalked?
He stalked me, Shizzle.
Oh my gosh. This
Like
guy.
Benjamin
Saying I'm freaking innocent, like attacking back.
Attacking.
I'll tell you that
Who
right
has he
now.
Oh,
I'm
totally innocent.
My
There's
ears are
there's nothing
hurting
wrong
right
with
now.
attacking.
Totally
They're the ones who
innocent. Yeah,
started the fight.
totally innocent. They didn't want to play. Totally innocent. They didn't, just because I stepped in and wanted to have some shows. I'm like, well, since you guys are gonna battle it out and make a bunch of shows on each other, I just want to jump in. Really anywhere, right? Let's just jump in. Like, do some samples. Philemon sounds pretty funny. Put it to some music, and do some other funny voices. Let's pick up the production value here a little bit, since you guys are gonna destroy each other. And that's all I did. That's advocating for more freedom of speech, not, trying to silence anyone like these guys, little puke bags, are trying to portray and so forth. When I've always, hey, you guys are going to destroy or trash each other, make more videos, try to make them stick, that's the best suggestion I can really come up with,
They're the ones who
They
started.
doxed Philemon too, or did
Wow.
he just want to
Well,
join in
Yaxley
because it
was
was his
threatening
friend?
Yeah, Yaxley was threatening. He's like, I know where. Yeah, he was like saying, I know where you live. and where
Actually,
you
was
work.
making
Oh,
it.
threatening. So threatening is doxing now.
So why would Yaxley give me, supposedly, when I didn't even really ask for it, like, he would pump up the information that he had Philemon's docs, and at that time I think he said Larry was Philemon's name, and I didn't really believe it, okay, because that's all he had, and at that time, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. So we throw it at him a little bit. Hey, what's up, Larry? One day, you know what I'm saying, in the chat room. Hiya, Larry. And he goes, oh, you must have believed, Yaxley's fake docs. That's the wrong doc. So somebody else sends me some information, which really didn't, look all legit either, but something to go off to where we call him then Gary in a chat room. And, oh, you got the wrong docs. You got the wrong docs. That's not me. Oh, my gosh, right? And so, he can say my full legal name all the time, where I'd never used my full legal middle name. Like, he's trying to put me on blast to the state with a bunch of false accusations. Like, he's trying to cancel me when he's saying I'm trying to silence other people and not letting them speak their truth, when their truth is from no experience and half-truths and shitty research and slap videos from there. Okay, you see how I can pump it right back at him?
Yeah, he actually was making his threats.
Yeah, a lot of people do
Oh
that.
my gosh.
So you guys can stop your doxing. That's all.
Okay. You know what? Yaxley made some threats to me, and I'll put him on blast a little bit about it because it was stupid, right? But he's been crying about this relationship with Yaxley for years, just like, Yaxley's been crying about Tiff Tiff, right? Philemon's crying as much about Yaxley, but he's trying to say other people worked with him more. Like, I didn't really work with anybody. I just click a join link and play some stupid, some stupid clips every once in a while and make people sound funny. And, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, he's working with him. No, Philemon did the most work with Yaxley. I guess we got to go back through some of that stuff, I guess, and refresh people, see, like they do with their slap videos, right? Of me saying one thing in a LARP video over and over and over again. And I proved recently, a little more into that, why it needed to be done. And it was keep on going into that crew. So later on, you can use that whole instance to point out others' really bad hypocrisy. And maybe they're protecting what they're projecting. Really, in my opinion, that's the way it looks.
What about what Philemon did?
What happened was between OGM and Renee, and they doxed each other equally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have.
See how he just put it on OJM when OJM and him were on panel together. I have the clip of him saying that OJM said, well, I doxed Renee. Well, actually, it was Fellowmon first that doxed Renee. So see how it's convenient that OJM is gone and Fellomon's now just going to blame it on OJM to be able to move the goalpost. Let's go back and get that in full there. That was great.
Threatening. So, and threatening is doxing now.
Yeah, he actually was making his threats.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. So you guys can stop your doxing. That's all.
What about well, Fellowman didn't
happen was between OGM and Renee, and they doxed each other equally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have no right to dox me.
Who's we?
So, in other words, Fellowmon might not have been involved with the Google Earth video doxing Renee of her exact location through Google Earth. Very interesting, right? And once again, him saying, well, OJM saying that it was technically Fellowmon that doxed Renee first, and he just put it on OJM, and then he backed it up with, I like how, he'll back up a lie. Watch, he'll double down, and he says other people double down. Watch how he doubled down. He doubles down on this. I got the clip, right? I wouldn't say this.
A lot of people do that. So you guys can stop your doxing. That's all.
What about well, Fellowman didn't
happen was between OGM and Renee, and they doxed each other equally.
Equally.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He didn't have no right to dox me.
Equally. Man, that was actually a double kind of triple layered lie on a muffin right there. Dang, Fellowmon's quite the baker. Actually, I don't think Renee made a Google Earth video doxing Fellowmon or OJM in that manner and fashion. That's how they double, triple, quadrupled down after Renee let people know that OJM, Mr. Joseph Corncobs, see how that works, right? After Mr. Cornhole, Joseph Cornhole got his records doxed, which seemed to also go to a dead end or be scrubbed or sealed somehow. Very interesting case, and then all of a sudden he shows up on the internet. See, in this pocket.
Who's we? Me and everybody was there. How's that a hard concept? Are you scared of the word?
You're saying
you said we doxed. So who's we?
All of you.
Oh, okay. All of us.
All of you. On panel right now.
Urban.
All right. Yeah.
You took Renee's and Yaxley's side in 2019.
I took Renee and Yaxley's side. Weren't they opposing? Oh, wait. Not even picking anybody's side.
Yeah, they turned on each other later on, but they were together at that point. Yeah, they were together.
I was asking why these guys were coming in and spamming the
These guys can't keep their LARP straight and busted in so many lies, but have to double, triple, quadruple down on that muffin fest. And I didn't realize Fellowmon, the bisexual, was such a great baker. Oh my gosh, he is such a good baker at baking those triple, quadruple layered muffins. I mean, he's got the spread, yo.